We can pull off this dub, baby. Should have took a dump first.
It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Pulls it in at the 13. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. A timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Ready.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. This defense for the Cowboys, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Kamara gets it again on second down. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. To pass, here's Jordan Love. He's got his target. It's the tight end, Tyler Higbee. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
A pretty good-looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. The Saints are 1-3 here in the early part of the year. And they've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak. And right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
7 yards there and a first down.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got the lead.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marquise Bell. The Cowboys are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason.
Shit, let me pitch there. Right on time.
Saw one example right there. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Elliott. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up first downs.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Officially, it's a 1 yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On 2nd down, Elliott. Down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Again, give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Open man is Noah Brown. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, Charles, it's early, but that's a key 3rd down conversion. Remember, they forced the turnover on the opening drive. Now they're in a position where they look like they'll at least get 3 out of this.
A great example of complementary football if they're able to cash this in, isn't it, partner? Because defense does this job, takes it away, turns over your offense. Just pick up a nice first down there. Maybe it's time to think about taking a shot at the end zone, because it looks like the field goal is almost assured.
This run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives him a 1st and 10.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll find his way down right around the 12. Marcus Davenport there to take him down.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster. It all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just an occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
It's a good gain of 11. Sets them up 1st and goal. On the sneak, it's Prescott. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Elliott. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder. And they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Prescott on 3rd and goal. And it's caught.
Good shit.
Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Cowboys post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
Drive, fellas, been paid off. Let's go.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
Oh, you lucky motherfucker.
There, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secure. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now it's the backup Cousins.
Oh,
Taysom Hill
motherfucker. Good shit.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards. A big completion there against double coverage. And Charles, one of those guys had a pick on him earlier.
Yeah, so he didn't allow that to deter him at all, did he? In fact, it probably was a challenge. Okay, you got a pick before. It's my turn now to make the big play. And that's exactly what he did.
A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jabril Cox came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it was hard for anyone to react.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the
There we go.
It's picked up by the Cowboys. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Pulls it in at the 13. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
Throwing is Cousins. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. 7 yards on the carry, make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard with the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Damn.
A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. Play action now. Cousins. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
They go play action. Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege.
No, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. Final play of the half. Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield from Lamb. Oh, still tip here on the deep shot.
Yeah, that was some bullshit right there.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Second half starts with a carry by Elliott. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. The first down carry by Elliott doesn't amount to much as he'll get forward for about a couple.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
This will be caught by Brown. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down. They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And they're going to get this up to midfield. 4th and 2, they got it. That was kind of that gray area. Is that a feel thing, whether you go run or pass there offensively?
I think it's a feel thing. It's a tendency thing about what you like to do yourself on offense, as well as knowing how strong they are against the run on defense. Got to make a decision, and they made the correct one. Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, giving up a 3-yard gain.
And good running, going to get this down close to a first at the Saints 42. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, Elliott. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the 3rd quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
Damn. Hold that fucking block, man.
Scrimmage, just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. They go to Elliott again. And he will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Their biggest bout right now, a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves and start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he'll go underneath here to Elliott. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So after the 4th down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Now Prescott. On the left side, Gallup's got it. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. And a nice gain at 21 yards. taking it from the 5 down to the 3. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
14, Saints nothing.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Again, it's Elliott. And he will take it in for the Cowboys score. Ezekiel Elliott, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
First down 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 61 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Cousins now from the 50. Out route to Hill, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
2 yards on the pickup there, and that will bring up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Given 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now Cousins. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jabril Cox picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
4-yard loss. It's 4th down.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Cowboys' defense is going to get them the football back. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll try and run some clock now with Elliott. And space tough to come by there as they'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the 1st. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Here's Prescott. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Brian Anger now as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 16. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Good game, Cross.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. They run. It's Kamara. And he's going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there.
5-yard gain on the play. That's good for the Saints. First down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So this will end a victory for the
because the drinking is just soothing the problem. But now when I get drunk, I'm ultra violent. And then when I sober up, I'm still depressed. So now you need help. So that was me being able to find that out. But I gave myself a chance because, like I said, I got knowledge of self. Knowledge of self is not a doctrine; it's of who I am and knowing what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like one in the hood of hundreds. Everybody don't get to do that because some dudes gonna go to the penitentiary, some dudes gonna shoot, stab, kill, do all types of madness just to get the aggression out. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna front. I partook in a lot of street stuff because I was aggressive because I was mad. Y'all killed my friend. Now everybody gotta die. Everybody gotta get hurt. I don't care. But then one day, like I said, I remember we robbed somebody, and the kid had 50 cents in his pocket, 2 quarters, and we beat the hell out of him. He only had 2 quarters, and I was like, I can't do this. Well, at least I'm not going to do it to our people. I go to Midtown Manhattan and start robbing the white folks. So that's what we started doing. You know what I'm saying? But it took me to say, you know what, that addiction, that's in my DNA. So I got to be careful because one day my father just started smoking crack. You know what I'm saying? And then I know his trauma, my mother dying and being in the
Good
circus and
shit,
all
good
this.
shit.
Again, it's all trauma-induced, trauma-based, and I got it from a child. My father passed it to me, the trauma of being a crackhead, also the trauma of me being a teen and seeing violence, guns, shooting, all this stuff. And then I'm abusing liquor, but it ain't helping me. So, like I said, my dad just said, yo, you know what, real good, but these little dudes, they don't know how to find the out. So they just go harder and harder. They only out is waking up on count. You understand what I'm saying? So, it is. Go ahead.
When you talk murder cases, I'm first generation. I'm first generation of children in the state of Texas to be tried, adjudicated, who begin committing murders. Right? When you do the history of juvenile and just in America, California kids, them niggas started the Crips and Blood shit. They were some of the first children in black culture, in black America, to kill other black people. They the first kids to start kicking that shit off with the 71, 72 balloon murders. It's like the first generation of Crips wasn't killers. It was the motherfuckers up under two for them, right? The ones who started the sets. So outside of that, America was a lovely place for black people. Crack comes, right? And it changed the dynamic of who we are as a people, right? It changes the dynamic, homie. So now you got kids in the streets. Now you got kids in traps. You got kids selling dope. Now they got guns and they in pain. So the streets used to didn't let kids come in the streets.
Yeah, they used to tell me take your ass to school. If I catch y'all here, punch you. Go to school. Summer you. I did summer you. I did all that. You know what I'm saying?
So here comes crack, right? So crack, nigga, look, it made the old niggas docile. It made them stop. It made them agree to a constitution. Man, niggas broke weak with that crack, right? So now here we are. We selling crack to our grandmothers. We selling crack to our uncles. We tricking with our homeboys' moms. We tricking with our homeboys' grandmothers. We being able to fuck our elders. Homie, they suck our dick. And we beat them up. Nigga, we was disrespectful to them in Vietnam. We was taking their cars, fucking them up. So we go to killing. So America has dealt with kids killing people. This is something new to America, right? So in Texas, we had a governor, white lady, Ann Richards. Ann Richards was a recovering alcoholic and drug addict, right? She became governor. And she understood rehabilitation, right? So our juvenile system, when I went in, it was the whole concept and the whole focus, the whole structure of this agency in this system was to rehabilitate a child and to re-socialize. Resocialization is what they call it, right? Yes, sir, no, ma'am. And it taught us thinking errors. And so what they did, they went out and brought the world's best psychiatrists and psychologists and brought them to this institution on me, and they ran an experiment, right? So they ran a child experiment on us, right? With child murderers and rapists and capitalists, man, it was some shit in there, right? And establishing what they call a positive peer culture. And it was a co-ed facility. We had an in-ground swimming pool. We had a gym, weight room, game room. Niggas could have off-campus jobs. Niggas could go take college courses. So they gave us all the skills and the tools that we needed, right? So I was taught early through therapeutic groups how to process thoughts and feelings. And one of the things that they taught us is violence is a cycle. Violence is a cycle, homie. It's a cycle that you go through, right? And the starting point of every violent episode is a poor me attitude. When you said I found self, so finding self is how you break cycles. Finding self is the start of everything in life, homie. So in order to find self, you got to be able to connect to daddy. You got to be able to connect to mama. That's the foundation of self. If you don't know nothing about your daddy, homie, you battling some demons. You got some chromosomes. You got some things and some ways, some traits, some addictions, and some curses that's bound to you and only you that you know nothing about because you don't know your father. Your mama been saying, man, you act just like your daddy. And you don't know why these people treating you like this because you act like your daddy. And they seeing your dad traits in you rather than introducing you to your father's side of the family. They're going to beat that out of you. Don't let your daddy be a hell of a motherfucker, nigga. He was trouble. Nigga, and the little boy is starting to show traits of his father. They will emasculate him. They will beat him. They will abuse him from the lack of understanding that he needs his father to correct this. He needs his father. He needs his father's mother. He needs to know something about his father so he can understand himself.
So what do these children do if their father is deceased?
Man, he got a family over there, don't he? You know how say I remember times going to my dad's side of the family and them people made me feel special just because I was my dad's child. Oh, there goes Charles Ray, boy, you look just like your daddy. That was affirmation that I needed. I was affirmation that I got to hear stories about daddy. Nigga, that was so man, I want to connect. I want to connect with some part of daddy. So that connection is severed, nigga. So I go in that institution, and what made Juvie so good, I found daddy in there, nigga. I ain't mind breaking no motherfucker getting arrested. Nigga going down there to juvenile. Nigga, I got Big Al, Ted, Tony, all these black men down there that niggas get a hug from. And then when I got in that juvenile detention center, homie, and I finally got exposed to the gang culture, shit, nigga, the gang was everything I was looking for. Coming from a single parent home whose mother worked all the time and didn't have no father, never been spanked by a man, never been disciplined by a man. Nigga, that gang was everything that I was looking for.
So they gave you the daddy, the uncle, the brother, the cousin, everything that you
it gave me the discipline. Most people don't think children don't like being punished. The children like that. They need the discipline. That gives you the security that people care about you, right? The structure, the gang has structure. The gang had rules to follow. The gang had rewards if you followed the rules. The gang provided affirmation. The gang it instilled self-pride. Man, it gave me, it filled the void.
So right now in 2021, you are not for the children joining the gangs anymore. Why not?
Let me say this, homie. I ain't never had a hug by a man until I joined the gang. Other than the juvenile nigga. I had never heard a man say I love you, homie. To the homies in the set start saying that shit. So when they said it, man, I can write mama, man, and tell mama I don't need you no more, mama. I can write mama and tell I don't need you no more, and I don't need your God no more. I got this now, mama. And it's what I've been looking for. And I'm willing to, I'll die for this. I'll go spend the rest of my life for this. I'll rape for this. Yeah, whatever it's going to do, nigga, I'm with it. So, would you tell no kid not to join no gang, homie? I ain't finna sit up here and say that. As much as I have a disdain for gangs and the actions of gangs, let me just say that. Sometimes they born in it, right?
But yeah, they don't even have a choice. They already got a color on. Yeah.
Sometimes because your mother is poor and she can't you have to be rich. So you ain't got no choice. And so for me to tell a kid not to do that would be me telling a kid, yeah. So what I tell kids and what I tell young niggas is, nigga, you say you love what you love. You say you love that shit, go make a difference in it. Yeah, we all can't go to jail, nigga. We all can't have mama crying with the obituaries, RIP t-shirts every year, nigga. Look, you love what you say you love, nigga. Go make a difference in it, nigga. Go back and make a difference in it, nigga. Add something to it, nigga. So, that's the best advice. Other than that, okay, nigga, just see, this is what we gotta do, homie. All you young niggas don't want to go to college. Some niggas want to shoot, some niggas want to sell dope. So the ones that want to sell dope, we teach them how to sell dope. And we listen, nigga. You selling dope right, nigga. Make sure you put up some money for bond. Make sure you have you some lawyer money. And nigga, you gonna need you some commissary money. So make sure while you got so ain't nobody teaching them young niggas that. So when he get to jail, he holler at mama.
Put the house up. Yeah, put the house up.
Yeah, so now, so it's okay. Nigga, what you want to do? Man, I want to sell dope. Okay, how, you show them, okay, what you selling dope? Show them how you doing it wrong. Say, nigga, okay, you going to the penitentiary. We need